There are somewhere between 100 and 400 billion stars in our galaxy, and we now know most of them have planets. The universe has had almost 14 billion years to get started. Even a civilization crawling between stars at boring, non-science fiction speeds could cross the entire galaxy in a few tens of millions of years. A rounding error on cosmic time, which means the galaxy has had time to be settled hundreds of times over. In 1950, the physicist Enrico Fermi did this math over lunch and asked the only question that matters: then where is everybody? 75 years later, we have exactly 0 confirmed answers and about 8 good guesses. Let's go through every single one. Somebody has to be first. The early universe was a violent place. Supernovae sterilizing whole neighborhoods, heavy elements still rare, and some researchers argue complex life may only recently have become possible at all. If that's true, the galaxy isn't empty. It's early. The silence isn't a graveyard, it's a delivery room. Statistically, being first is the least likely thing that has ever happened to anyone. But someone has to win that lottery, and nobody who wins it believes it either. Maybe life is common, but that was the fluke. On Earth, single-celled life appeared almost immediately, and then it did nothing else for roughly 2 billion years. The jump to complex cells happened, as far as we can tell, exactly once. Add the freak requirements: a stabilizing moon, plate tectonics, a giant planet vacuuming up asteroids, and Earth starts looking less like a planet and more like a winning ticket. Under this theory, the galaxy is full of pond scum, and pond scum does not build radios. Now the dark version. Maybe civilizations appear all the time, and then something reliably ends them before they can spread. Nuclear war, engineered plagues, something we haven't invented yet. This is called the Great Filter, and here is the truly uncomfortable part. If it exists, we don't know if it's behind us or ahead of us, which is why some scientists say that finding fossilized microbes on Mars would be the worst news in history, because it would mean life starts easily and the filter is still waiting. Every empty planet we find is, weirdly, good news. Enjoy that logic. It doesn't get more comfortable. Or maybe nobody's dead. Maybe everybody is hiding. Game theory suggests something grim. You can never verify another civilization's intentions, and by the time you can, it's too late. So the safest move for everyone is total silence, and the second safest is eliminating anyone who isn't silent. Under this theory, the galaxy is quiet the way a forest at night is quiet. Not because it's empty, because everyone is listening. And here's the awkward footnote. We have been cheerfully broadcasting our location for about a century. Or they know exactly where we are? The zoo hypothesis says advanced civilizations found us long ago and simply don't interfere. Maybe there's an ethical rule, a quarantine, a look but don't touch policy for young species. It sounds absurd until you remember we do exactly this with uncontacted tribes on our own planet. Under this theory, the silence isn't absence. It's policy. We might just be the exhibit nobody stops at. Here is the version nobody likes because it's boring. Maybe we just haven't searched yet. Radio SETI has existed for about 60 years, and a 2018 analysis estimated that, of the total search space, all frequencies, all directions, all times, we have examined the equivalent of a hot tub of water out of all of Earth's oceans. Declaring the galaxy empty from that sample is like scooping one bucket from the sea and announcing that fish are a myth. And maybe the real problem is us. We listen for radio because we use radio, a technology we've had for barely a century and are already abandoning. A civilization 1,000,000 years older might communicate in ways we'd file under physics and never think twice about. 2 ships passing in the night, except one ship is a canoe, and the other is something the canoe cannot conceive of. The overlap where 2 species are both loud, both listening, and both using the same trick might be a few centuries wide, in a galaxy 13 billion years old. One more, because it's real and it's wonderful. The aestivation hypothesis. Published, peer-reviewed, completely serious. Advanced civilizations might be hibernating, because computation runs vastly more efficiently in a colder universe, and the universe gets colder every year. Under this theory, the smartest beings in existence looked at the cosmos and decided the rational move was to set an alarm for several trillion years from now and go to sleep. The galaxy isn't empty. It's snoozing. Try not to make noise. So, we're early, we're lucky, we're doomed. Everyone's hiding. We're in a zoo. We've barely looked, or we wouldn't know them if we saw them. Every one of these is consistent with the data, because the data is one signal from 1977 that never repeated and a very large silence. Arthur C. Clarke put it best: either we are alone in the universe or we are not, and both possibilities are equally terrifying. The silence you hear when you look up at night is not an answer. It's the biggest open question ever asked, hanging directly over your head. Which solution do you believe? Tell me below. And next time, we can visit the places here on Earth you're not allowed to see. The map still has